Ferndown Common in Dorset is a popular place where people enjoy walking their dogs. But in December 2007, in near freezing temperatures, it came close to claiming the life of a vulnerable missing person. For 77-year-old grandmother Pauline Muggleton, what began as an everyday walk with her dog soon turned into a full-scale missing persons alert.
She used to be going out most days, twice a day. And on this particular afternoon, it was at 3:30, I think, she said, well, I'll just take the dog out. A little later, looked at my watch and thought, 4:30, she hasn't returned, and she was only going out for a short while. Perhaps I'll go and look for her.
When you first realised that she hadn't come home,
yes,
perhaps an hour after she went walking the dog, is this where you came yourself to look for her?
Yes, I did. I came up here. As you can see, you cannot see very much beyond these trees. I had no idea of where she was. I'd called several times. I'd whistled for the dog. There was nothing. And I thought to myself, well, I don't know really what to do here. And you really can't describe the thoughts that are going through your head.
John contacted the police, who called in Dorset Search and Rescue, a team of trained volunteers on hand to assist with missing people cases.
The sooner we can actually get out onto the search ground and start looking for the person, the better. We even have a system which is called reflex tasking, where as our resources arrive, even if things like the control vehicle haven't made it yet, because that's coming from the middle of Dorset, then the local teams will set themselves up. Team leader will select a team to go out with them, and they will start looking in the immediate area. So as soon as we arrive, we hit the ground running. We're focusing our efforts, because of the temperature and because of the time, actually out onto the common land. It's fairly... Pauline's case, she was suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's type condition, and it's quite common for those people to go out quite lucid and then have a problem and then not remember how to find their way home again. What tends to happen then is that they panic and they get themselves lost even more. In this temperature environment, you're looking at an hour and a half before hypothermia can set in, and she'd been out there for quite some considerable time. So we knew that the clock was ticking and that we had to get to her as soon as possible.
With night closing in and temperatures dropping fast, a team of search dogs joined the hunt. Now, Rob, you were involved in a supporting role on this, so tell us what that means.
The dog support will do things like map reading, using the radios, making sure that the area that we're in is the right area and the path that we're taking is the right path. The dog handlers concentrating on the dog, making sure that the dog's okay where it is, and also reading any signs that the dog might be giving off. We helped clear quite a large area of heathland, and nothing was found. And very confident in the dogs that there wasn't anything to be found in that area. Sometimes with searches for missing people, the information that we've got is a little bit vague, and they may be in an area, but with the circumstances surrounding Pauline going out for a dog walk in an area that she's used to going out to, there was a strong chance that she was out there somewhere, and because the conditions were getting colder and the night was drawing on, she had to be found.
After several hours of searching, there was still no sign of missing Pauline.
Quite often when we start the search, we're all very eager to get out there, assist all we can, and then when you're 2-3 hours into the search, you start getting a little bit despondent, thinking, well, they're not here, they're not going to be here to be found, they could be in another area. I'm pretty confident if there is anyone in the area, then my dog would find them. But when there's a lot of areas being separated up amongst foot teams, Dorset Search and Rescue, the police, the helicopter had already been overhead searching different areas. When you've got all of that in combination, you start thinking, maybe she's not here.
It wasn't until 11:30 that I thought to myself, well, I was preparing myself for some really bad news.
So the dogs are out, but things don't look good for Pauline. We'll catch up with Rav a little bit later. Things aren't looking good for missing 77-year-old Pauline Muggleton. Night is closing in, it's freezing, and the search teams are getting seriously worried. Time to call in search dog Charlie. Now, when we were last with Rav, the search teams were out hunting for missing woman Pauline Muggleton. She'd been out overnight, it was freezing fast, and the searchers were beginning to fear the worst.
Pauline Muggleton went missing at 4 p.m. while out walking her dog Goldie. Within a few hours, the police, a local rescue team and a dog search unit had joined the hunt to find her.
Using the footpath as one boundary and then obviously the backs of the buildings as the others, if you can start sweeping through that area with Charlie and see if you can clear it out for me.
Yeah, no problem at all.
By midnight, the search teams had covered a large area with no luck. Suddenly, a young search dog called Charlie picked up a scent.
I was walking along searching, thinking she's not going to be in this area, and then all of a sudden Charlie must have hit the scent. He did 90-degree turn, went off, and I pointed my torch in the direction of where he was going, and I saw two eyes looking back at me. And I thought, that's a bit strange, because Charlie doesn't normally indicate on animals. He's trained not to follow animal scent. And then as I got closer and I was following him in, I actually realised it was her dog Goldie sitting next to her.
After 8 hours missing in sub-zero temperatures, they'd found her.
Rescue. Are you hurt at all? You're very cold. Okay, let's try and warm you up a bit.
She's very, very, very cold, and had she not been found, whether she'd survived the night or not, I don't know. But she was quite in good spirits. She was quite chirpy. Maybe it was relief about actually having someone find her.
Search Dog 01 have found one casualty, female, condition green, standby for crib reference.
Then one of the policemen came in through the door with a big smile on his face and said, "She's been found."
Wow.
I really can't describe the relief, really. It was magnificent.
It's the ultimate rush for anyone who's involved in search and rescue. When you know that you found the person, they're alive and they're going to be fine as a result of it, then it's great. A happy, happy ending.
A happy ending indeed, but the hours of waiting must have been horrible for you.
They were. You feel rather like a headless chicken. You just don't know what to do. But when Pauline was found, well, there was a huge sense of relief.
Absolutely. And there must be a point at what point, because I know you did your own searches, you must think, when do I need to panic? When do I need to actually start calling the police in?
Well, that was a real moment of making a decision. And once the decision is made, and I phoned the police, they went and did all they have to do, search every room in the house and in the garden and in the summer house, everywhere.
Yes.
And when they had done that, then everything clicked in and the general police search started.
Yes. Lots of amazing things, like she was with her dog, Goldie, who possibly made all the difference, actually.
Well, Goldie saved her life. I'm absolutely sure of that.
Because she would have kept her warm.
Well, I think so. I don't know whether he actually sat on her, but he certainly stayed with her all the time.
I know she and Goldie are watching today. She must be proud as well of what you did and the fact that you managed to get her found.
I think so. But suffering from dementia, she doesn't remember too much about this, and she may recall it. If you prompt her, she will remember.
Absolutely. Well, I know they're watching today. Thank you very much for coming to see us, and I'm so glad that they were all found safe. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
It's lovely to meet you. Lovely to see Pauline back home as well. But over the past 2 weeks, we have featured many missing people who are still out there, and their families still need your help to find them.